honestly freezing outside, so I figured what better way to spend it than to do a teching video, and I would like to increase the accuracy of my LTX Competition. I plan to run this, I absolutely love the way that it looks, as a sidearm with the sniper when I am outdoor. I really do enjoy the look of it, and I really do enjoy the feel of it. The TP22 style platform is something that I think is growing in the airsoft market, and I absolutely love it. I have loved this platform since the day that it hit the market, and I think it is easily going to be one of those replicas that is going to either kill or replace, and don't get mad at me, the AAPO1 and the Hi-Capa. And today, a sponsored bucking, not like a forced sponsor. I actually really enjoy these buckings. I run these in my snipers as well. These are the Stalker Buckings, and if you don't know already, I'm affiliated with Stalker and Skirm Shop, and they're kind enough to not only send these out to me to test out, which I always really do enjoy, but if you do want to, you can get 5% off if you use the link in the description and code STUPIDAIRSOFT for anything you get at Skirm Shop whatsoever. So that's really cool. So I appreciate them, and if you choose to follow my build of the LTX competition or anything, obviously save yourself some cash. So we're going to take this guy apart. It's relatively simple. If I remember correctly, we're just going to pull this little lever down and push it forward, up and out. And that splits your upper and lower. Throw the lower aside because we don't need it right now. We're just going to get into the upper. So to take the upper apart, we just have to drop the spring and spring guide out. And then the entire barrel assembly should then move forward and out as well. And this is the part that we're going to have to work on. It is a little greasy. That's okay. We're going to attack these two screws now. So I'm just going to find a bit that fits. And it looks like that fits just fine. These are two screws that on any of the TP22 or LTX competition style replicas, I recommend Loctiting in place because they do start to want to bag out just from like right out of the box. They aren't Loctited in very well, so always go ahead and Loctite these in. I knew that I was going to be replacing the bucking because I always throw a Stalker Bucking into my replicas, so I didn't take the time to Loctite them in just yet. We're going to Loctite them in after, though. The front barrel, or the outer barrel, should just slide off. It's a hollow chamber. And then the RMR plate should also pop off. Now be careful because this arm is loose. I don't know if you can see that. This is your hop arm. And then the dial. We have to get the dial off, so we're just going to attack that screw. For that, we're going to need a new bit. That is way too big. That's what she said. And we'll go ahead and loosen that screw. Be careful not to strip it. Boom. Now, it's as simple as taking the wheel off, and you can see how it works. It's got like this tiny little ramp that slowly applies pressure down to the arm or the hot bar. There's some small pieces in here, so be careful. If we pop out that hop arm now, there should be a nub under it too. So there's your hop arm. It's got this little concave and two arms that slide into that slot. And here is the nub. Now you can upgrade the nub as well. It's like a standard GBB spec hop nub. This is just a small little rubber nub. Don't lose that. And lastly, there should be a grub screw inside of one of these holes. Now we should be able to just slide the inner barrel out, and there is your bucking. Now, there's a small C-clip here that just aligns the bucking to where it needs to be. We're going to leave that in place. It's easiest if we don't mess with it. And we'll pop our original bucking off. As a quick little comparison before we throw the Stalker Bucking on, if you can see on the inside of the stock bucking, the way that it grips down under the BB when it loads into the chamber, it's got these two small little, I guess, risen platforms, or these plateaus, that grip the BB from the top right and the top left at almost like a 45-degree angle, like the 1 o'clock and the 11 o'clock positions. I'm going to show you what the Stalker Bucking looks like and why I like to use that one. So the Stalker Bucking, you're going to notice this is the area that the BB goes into. And up at the top, again, like we saw on the previous bucking, this is where the BB is contacted. You see how it's one solid mass, a solid plateau that wraps and hugs the BB? There's more contact and more surface area or friction where the BB is going to contact the hop-up rubber, and that's important. That's going to add to more consistent shots. The assembly is super simple. We're just going to take this guy, and the part that is where the BB goes in is going to face away from the inner barrel, and the little arm is going to face towards the right, which is going to keep the small little plateau we're talking about facing up to the roof and match up with the opening on the inner barrel. You see that position we're blowing this in? Now you just want to make sure that it seats around this ring right here. I don't know if you can see that. And it should snap in place. Nice and snug. And just like that, you can see the bucking is directly in the center of the opening of the inner barrel. Now be careful, you don't want to tear it or anything like that, so don't go manhandling it like I tend to do with a lot of things. So the bucking, there's a channel on the inside of the hop-up unit, on the right side of the hop-up unit, and that's where that protrusion is going to go into. So we want to slide that in place on the right side, keeping the opening facing upwards. Should be a nice snug fit, and we're just going to push it as far back as it'll allow us to go. And there shouldn't be any movement right to left at all. That's how you know that the bucking is sitting really well inside of the hop-up unit. Now what we're going to do is reinstall all of our hop pieces. So we'll start off with this little hop nub. Kind of got to just work it in place. I'll show you how I want it to sit, and make sure you don't tear it, because this one's rubber. You can get little metal ones, which I will probably wind up doing in the future. I know Stalker offers a few of them, but you want it to sit like that. Now, before we fully install it, we have to make sure that the hop arm, you see that little opening up in the front? That has to grip onto that nub, that little rubber nub in there. I don't know if you can see that. Once it is, then you can drop it down into place. Now, this is what's going to apply hop to the rubber. I don't know if you could see it moving. Let me press the arm down. We're just going to take little rotary arm. I like to install it so that there's no pressure onto the hop arm at first. It doesn't really matter, just makes it a little easier. We'll drop that screw back in place. Now this one has tension on it, pushing outwards towards us. So we don't have to add Loctite to this one. It should stay in place, because as the hop rubber tends to push away from the wheel, it'll help to keep the screw in place. Now we're going to throw the outer barrel back in place. It's super important that you make sure those holes are lined up at the top. And then we'll drop the RMR plate back on too. And that's going to line up with these two holes. Now, like I said with these next screws, Loctite, Loctite, Loctite. I can't stress that enough. I'm not going to add it in just yet, because I'll likely plan on replacing that little hop nub. But the Stalker Bucking should do enough to definitely increase accuracy in this thing. And drop this guy on down. That's pretty much it. Now it's just reassembling the entire thing. You're going to want to make sure, obviously, everything is super snug and there's no wobbling around. There you can see that new bucking in there. And let's see if we can increase the hop up. There we go. We're going to rotate the wheel to the increase hop position. And you see that rubber starting to come down. I'm going to try and keep it totally stable. We'll release the rubber and we'll increase hop. It's such a small little adjustment that goes such a long way. It's kind of crazy. So let's throw this guy back in place. Right up into the upper. And we'll get the spring guide in place as well. And it should be as simple as just like that. And we're locked up and ready to go. Looking stunning. Hi-Capa bucking installed, and I'm stoked to get this guy out in the field. These buckings have never let me down, honestly. I'm just a big fan. There's a ton of great buckings out there, but they get sent to me, and I absolutely love them. So I'm going to continue to install them. So again, if you want to save some change, go ahead, click the link in the description. I appreciate you guys watching, and hopefully we get some warmer weather soon. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.